Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing some modeling tips and tricks, just sort of things that I wish I knew when I started, advice that I have or have received starting out, and just like what I would do differently if I was starting modeling again for the first time, basically. Obviously, I don't have the most crazy list of credentials. I've only been signed for a year and working for less than that, obviously. But still, I've had a lot of people come to me asking me questions. I thought, let me make a little video. Of course, I have the iced matcha at the ready. And I have my notes. So let's just get into it, I guess. Okay, so first things first, finding an agency. There's so many different ways you can find an agency. Obviously getting scouted, but also applying online, going to walk-ins, because some agencies will have open days. Going to an open day at Nemesis is actually how I got signed with my agent. Most of this is luck, but you can be quite smart about it. First of all, you do not need any professional photos if you want to sign with an agent. All you need is your iPhone camera to take digitals. Just the poses that they ask for. Don't be disheartened by rejection. If you are disheartened already, this ain't the industry for you, girl. You just have to keep going. Rejection is redirection and protection, as Miss Sophia and Cinzia would say. That agency just probably isn't right for you. Keep going. There are literally so many agencies. I just happened to get really lucky with mine. And it is mostly luck. So just keep grinding, don't give up. And freelance is always an option. It's definitely still possible. The other thing about agencies is do your research. There are so many different types of modeling. There's editorial, high fashion, catwalk, e-com, social media. Consider what modeling is right for you, what modeling you like, and what image you have, and take that into consideration with the agencies that you apply for. If you have quite a unique model look, and you're probably going to be doing more high fashion and catwalk, applying for agencies that specialize in that area, and vice versa. You're a bit more like me and have more of a basic bitch look, maybe going for those top high fashion agencies are not for you, and sometimes not as good. Okay, so now once you've signed, this is the motherfucking hard part. We need a sip for this one. An agency will have a lot of models on their books, and the ratio of bookers to models so now this is like the difficult part, because you have to stand out amongst all these models. Communication with your agent is key. Do not be afraid to reach out to your agent to discuss what you think your market is, what kind of brands they're going to be putting you up for. Show your agent that you're passionate about modeling and you're willing to put in the work. The more that you invest in that relationship, the more they're going to want to invest in you. I think it's really difficult with modeling, and likewise any sort of career where you have an agent, because the power isn't in your hands. The power when it comes to bookings and communications with clients is obviously in your agent. So not only is communication good in that sense, because you have to have so much trust in your agent, but there's not a lot that you can do in terms of pushing yourself. However, you can still be proactive. Like, you don't just have to sit there and wait for bookings to come your way. There are things you can do to be proactive so that you increase the likelihood of you getting bookings. And I guess that smoothly moves me on to my next point, which is building your portfolio. Test shoots, test shoots, test shoots. Practice, practice, practice. This was the main piece of advice I received when I was first starting off modeling, and probably the best advice that I've ever had, and what I would preach to anybody who's just signed with an agency or wanting to start modeling, is to literally do as many test shoots as you can. I honestly can't count how many test shoots I've done now over this past year. I should just clarify for anyone who doesn't know, a test shoot is a shoot that isn't going to be promoting anything. Its purpose is purely to go on your portfolio. They're often paid, but it's definitely worth the investment, especially if it's a photographer that you like. So again, do your research, find photographers that you really like the work of, and again, communicate with your agent, ask them what's missing from your portfolio, and then just be patient, because it's going to take a while to build your portfolio. I'm definitely not done building mine. I'm still working on it, especially as you grow and your look changes. Just do as many as you can, because test shoots are so important for growing your confidence. And I know I said that they can be expensive, but they also don't have to be. You can do test shoots for free. They don't have to be paid. There are photography students and photographers that are always looking to test to build their portfolio and do shoots on a TFP basis, so they use the photos on their portfolio. Find them, reach out to them, organize shoots. notes and just do them. Go on Pinterest, look up inspo for posing, look up inspo for styling. Just keep testing, because even if the test photos don't end up on your portfolio, you're still getting so much out of them. They help you grow confidence in front of a camera, find angles that works for you, poses that works for you, gives you practice at posing, meeting other creatives. That is the next point. Something that is so important in this industry, and any industry really. Motherfucking networking. Networking is literally a skill in itself nowadays. And it really can be the difference between you being successful in your industry and no one wanting to work with you. I just think you never know who you were talking to and what possible opportunities those conversations could lead to. And that comes from anywhere on a shoot, not just clients. The photographer, the stylist, the hair and makeup artists. Bitch, making good connections like that could lead to other bookings, that could lead to test shoots. You never know. And also, it's just nice. It's just nice to be on set and be chatty, be that person who they want to bring back. And I guess just what comes with that is having a good etiquette on set. Obviously, arriving on time, being polite, this, that, and the other. You know the drill. Next up, rejection. Bookings may fall through. You may go to castings and never hear from them again. You may not hear from your agent in weeks. Get used to it. But you've just got to keep going and you've got to have faith. Even castings that don't go your way are still positive, because you're getting your foot in the door, you're being seen by the brand. They may remember you for future collections. They may not. You may not be a right fit for that brand. And that is okay. You've got to get used to it. It is a harsh industry. You are literally being judged on how you look. When your face and your body is your job, you need to grow some thick skin. And you can't take it personal when somebody rejects you, because otherwise it can get quite depressing. Honestly, you just have to keep going and you just have to have faith. And I guess let rejection drive you to work harder. In times of silence, in times of rejection, think about ways that you can still be pushing yourself and improving and staying creative. Maybe think about booking a test shoot or updating your digitals or just something just to keep going. Do you know what I mean? Because I know it can get hard. The next thing, and this is a little bit of Mel Robbins' let them theory, is let comparison be your toolbox, not your enemy. Find models that have a similar look to you or that you like the work of, or who has worked with brands that you want to work with, and take notes. Follow them, look at their portfolio, what they post, reach out to them. Ask for advice. If you find yourself getting jealous because you see that somebody's doing things that you want to do, use that as inspiration. And you know what? Copy them. It is not bad to copy, because guaranteed that person who you're copying, they're copying somebody else. They are just following a blueprint. If somebody is doing something that you like, nothing's stopping you from you doing it too. Okay, and now my last piece of advice, use your socials. This is less for catwalk, probably more for like e-com, but still. I have been so shocked at the amount of clients that have told me that they booked me because of my Instagram. In fact, sometimes when getting hair and makeup inspo, they'll use photos from my Instagram. Also, this doesn't just apply to when you have an agent. Nowadays, most agencies, when you apply for them, they'll also ask for your socials. And I'm not gonna lie, I think that may have helped me when I went for my open day at Nemesis. In today's industry, your social media is basically your second portfolio. So do with that what you will. Consider what you're posting, because you're creating an image for yourself and an image for potential future brands that want to work with you. But also, social media is such a great way of staying proactive in periods of silence with modeling. Like, if you haven't got anything to do, no test shoots, go out and take Instagram photos. And also, exposure therapy. Literally. This will definitely help you grow confidence in front of a camera, because I feel like if you can stand in the middle of a busy street in front of random members of the public and pose in front of a camera and take photos, then you can so easily pose in front of a camera and a photographer in an enclosed studio. Like, come on. So it's definitely a good thing to go work on. And yes, I know it's scary, I know it's embarrassing, but just like modeling, it's one of those things that come with practice. The more that you do it, the less scary it becomes. And soon you realize that people don't give a shit anyway. Social media and influencing is so common nowadays. Like, no one cares. No one sees you taking photos and think, oh my god, what is she doing? They know what you're doing, but they don't care. They may be judging you, but at least they're not bothering you. Majority of the time, they're keeping their judgments to themselves, and they can stay there. Thank you very much. Okay, I think that pretty much sums up all my modeling tips and advice that I have acquired so far. Obviously, I'm still very much learning, and will probably look back at this video in a year and be like, girl, there's so much you did not know about. Yeah, I guess just final conclusion, keep being proactive, keep doing test shoots, keep growing your social media, be patient. The more you work, the more work will come in, but obviously it ebbs and flows. So definitely try to have something else to keep you ticking over in those periods of quiet. I'm also a uni student, so that definitely keeps me preoccupied. But even still, and extra points as well if it's in the industry, because then you can kind of use both to your advantage. Like, for example, if you're interested in makeup, photography, influencing, fashion, start a career in both. Girl, the sky's the limit. And I guess just enjoy it. I mean, modeling is fucking tough, but it is so much fun. Working with different clients, meeting different people every week, having different opportunities, and being filled with different experiences. There are definitely some benefits to it as well. Some jobs can be pretty nice, and you get to just be creative and do cool shoots and things. So yeah, that sort of sums up this video. If you have watched this as somebody who wants to get into modeling or somebody just starting out, best of luck to you, and I can't wait to see where you go. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers. Bye. Love you.